Do your chords ever sound a bit static? Almost like they're just sitting there. No motion, no vibe, no spark. Well, today I'm going to show you a simple technique that pro piano players use to breathe life into even the most simple chord progressions, making them sound fluid, expressive, and beautifully dynamic. I'm going to break it all down step by step so you can start using it in your playing right away. Let's dive in. Okay, let's start by taking a really simple chord progression. We're going to do this in the key of F, and our chord progression is going to go F, then to D minor 7, then B flat, and then C. Okay, I'll do that once more. We've got F, D minor 7, B flat, and C. Now, when we play the chords like that, it just kind of sounds a little bit static in terms of the movement of each chord. It's like we're almost waiting for the chord to change before we can kind of play something different, aren't we? You know, it doesn't, even if we add rhythm and all these kind of little tricks and things, it still kind of sounds like it's just stuck on that chord. And what kind of professional piano players do a lot of is they just move around on one chord to create this kind of feeling of kind of fluidity and motion. Let me just show you what it sounds like to begin with. It sounds like this. That. I'm going to break it all down for you, don't worry. Now, I'm basically playing the same chord progression. Underneath all of that, we're still going F, D minor, B flat, C. The chords are all pretty much still there and intact, but we're just adding that expression, that flair, and that motion. So that is what I'm going to be breaking down for you in this video. To help you get everything under your fingers, I've put together a free cheat sheet that's just going to take you through all of the steps I'm going through in this video. Is really going to help you. And the feedback I've got from so many people that watch the channel is that it really helps having this in front of you when you're sat at the piano, because it just means you can get it into your playing so much quicker. It's completely free. The link to download it is in the video description, or you can also scan this QR code up here. So, how am I creating that movement when I'm just staying on the F chord? Well, I'm moving my shape around in my right hand, and I'm using what we call the primary triads, right? Now, you might have heard of this before. You might have seen those videos on YouTube which are like, play 100 songs with just 3 chords. Those 3 chords are the primary triads in the key. Chord 1, which in the key of F would be an F. Chord 4. Notice I'm just changing to the chord 4 in my right hand. My left hand is staying on the F, so this is like a B flat over F. And then chord 5 would be C. So in my right hand, I'm just moving. I'm kind of cycling between those different chords. Just listen to the sound of it. Listen to the effect of it. I'm using different inversions in my right hand, but I'll break that bit down in a second. But just listen to the sound of it. It kind of works, doesn't it? And what it does, it almost creates like a little melody on the chord itself. So what did I do there? I went F, B flat in my right hand. This is a B flat triad in first inversion. Then to a C major chord in first inversion. Then to a root position C major chord, and back to F. If I just kind of roll with this sound, I'm just moving between those shapes, and it just creates this beautiful effect. Now, the great part is, when you go to another chord in the sequence, you can do the same thing. It's just those same shapes. Let's try it on D minor, which is the next chord in our sequence. So there's our like D minor voicing, D minor 7. But we're still going to, up here in our right hand, play with the primary triads. So we've got our F chord, our C chord, which is there, back to the F, maybe to the B flat, C, F. You see all these different shapes I can suddenly create under just one chord. See that? The thing to remember that's super, super important is that I'm always playing the primary triads of the key we're in, not the chord we're on, the key we're in. We're in the key of F. So in my right hand, I'm always going to be moving between F, B flat, and C all the time. Let's do the same thing on the B flat chord. Let's do the same thing on the C. And then back to the F. I'm just generating that movement. When I discovered this, it just opened up so many possibilities for me, because I realized that actually you can generate so much stuff when you're on a chord rather than always waiting for that chord change to feel like you're adding to the music. Let me give you a specific exercise that you can practice to really get this kind of ingrained into your playing. I've written this one out for you on the cheat sheet, okay, so do go ahead and download that. What we're going to do is we're going to use the same melody on every single chord, right? So we're going to start there on an F chord, and our melody is going to do this. See that there? So what are those chords? Well, we're starting kind of in our original shape on that F chord, but then we're jumping up to a B flat, going to an F, going to a C, and then going back to an F. So we have our chord, 2, 3. It's quite quick. The rhythm is 1, 2, 3. I'll do it again. I'll play it for you once more. 1, 2, 3. 1. Then we're on to the next chord, right? If I put it in the context of the whole sequence, this is what it sounds like. You see, I'm just playing that same pattern over and over. It's almost like a little riff, okay? And what it does is it brings a whole chord sequence together. Because what you're doing is you're creating some continuity between each of the chords. Rather than each being like these separate events, there's just something flowing through the whole thing. I'll do it once more for you. Now, that is a kind of level 1 approach, right? Where you play the same thing over every single chord, but you don't necessarily have to do that. You can change up what you do on every single chord. So let me give you an example of what that sounds like. I might keep the same rhythm, okay? That's a good little kind of hack for practicing this, because if you try and change up the chords and the rhythm, that's a lot for you to kind of process. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep the same rhythm, that 1, 2, 3, ba-ga-ga-ga-ga. Bagaga, they're back. I haven't done a bagaga on the channel for a little while, have I? If you're wondering what a bagaga is, if you're fairly new to the channel, you need to go back to the old videos, because they were in every single video. But let's do it. So I'm going to keep the same rhythm, change up the chords. Let's give it a go. One of the things you do have to be really fluent with if you're going to do this is all of those inversions in your right hand. Just being able to go through and play those inversions really fluidly without kind of even thinking about it. When I'm playing there, I'm not thinking C, F, A, D, F, B, flat. You know, I'm not doing all of that. My brain is just almost thinking about the music, and my hands are naturally going to those kind of shapes. Now, that is a lot easier said than done. It's going to take you a little while to get there. I've done a bunch of other videos on inversions, which you can go and check out on the channel. But just something you can do is just practice going through and just naturally moving between all of those shapes. So your hands naturally kind of feel where to go. That will take a little while, but when you get there, can begin to improvise with the rhythm as well. I'm kind of speeding along here, because sometimes it's good to know where we're going with all this. Like, where does this ultimately lead? Well, it means you'll be able to sit down and play things that sound like this. Where you're not just improvising with the chords, you're improvising with the rhythm simultaneously. And that is just where you get that real flow. Yeah, there's a lot in this video. It seems quite simple on the surface, but actually what you're doing is you're just unlocking that next level of expressive playing. Do give this a go. Download that cheat sheet. You're going to find it really useful. By the way, before we go, I just wanted to say a huge thank you, because this week, at the time of filming, we hit 75,000 subscribers on this channel, which completely blows my mind. Now, it seems I seem to be sort of doing these new milestones so much sort of quicker now, because the channel's growing and people are discovering the videos, all thanks to you guys out there commenting on the videos, liking the videos, subscribing to the channel, all of that good stuff. It means that YouTube is just pushing the channel out there to other people, and other people are able to kind of take their playing to that next level. So thank you. When I started this last January, I had no idea that it would grow this quick. People often tell you when you start a YouTube channel, it takes years, you know, and the growth of this channel seems to have been a lot faster than I thought it was going to be. So the fact that we've just hit 75,000 people watching the videos and engaging with the videos is just absolutely mad, and I can't thank you enough for that. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment below, ding the bell, all that stuff YouTubers say. Taking it further with the inversions that I was referencing there in the video, I think you're really gonna like this video up here, where I break down a method of how to actually play with inversions and really get them into your playing, okay? Something I wish I had when I was learning. Go give that video a click. I'll see you over there.